Why do studios make films that aren't good? I'm Hutch, I'm a producer, I'm an executive producer, and now run a community for filmmakers who are helping each other break into the industry, collaborating, networking. It's called the Film Insider Community. You can find that link in my bio. But let's talk about this. Films fail because they often aren't very good. Why do they do that? Well, let's talk about good. When we think back to films that were brilliant successes in the past and what we consider to be the great films of the time, a lot of them were not particularly very well received on release, right? They weren't commercial successes. Now, they were released normally at a time where you could have a film that wasn't a full commercial success and it still be a very, very profitable film. That is disappearing because of the reasons we talked about in that previous video. So now, if you make a film that people consider good, a critically acclaimed good film, what you're often doing is you're sacrificing a wider audience because you are niching down, right? There are people who love to go and see Marvel films because they don't need to think, right? It's all the stuff is fed to them, they're fed the right emotions, it is a very obvious way to get through that film. And they don't want to go and be challenged by cinema, right? But those are the films that we would consider to be good. So what film studios are more often than not trying to do is make a film that is good enough to get you to spend £10, but not so good that it alienates people, right? There is no commercial reason for them to make a really, really good film because good generally means that it doesn't appeal to everybody, right? That's why all of these films that are coming out now are romance, comedy, action, superhero movies, right? That you need to get everything because you need a 4-quadrant film. You need to appeal to basically every cinema-going age person. And so things that we would consider good films now just won't even get made, right? With 50% of the revenue disappearing from DVD sales, which was basically the savior of a lot of cult classic films, right? Things that didn't perform well at the cinema then got a word of mouth in the 6 months afterwards and people went and bought the DVDs or the VHS back in the day. That has gone. All of the incentives for them making a film that is good but not mass appeal have disappeared. So we won't see them until something changes in the market.